And we're with you all the way over there, so good luck out there.
All right, and good luck from me. Charlie, back up to you.
All right, thank you, Joe. Now we'll move over to the west and Bob Trumpy. Bob?
Charlie, the story on the west side is for the first time in the history of the Hula Bowl, a kid from Hawaii right here in Honolulu, actually Pearl City, which really is within eyesight of the Hula Bowl, is starting at quarterback. Bob Wagner last night named Garrett Gabriel, a kid who has been to this Hula Bowl as a spectator probably 20 times in his young life. For the first time in the history of the Hula Bowl, a rainbow starts at quarterback. It's an offense that he's not really comfortable with, even though it's his own coach's offense. Here at Hawaii, they run a lot of the run and shoot. But today they'll run a lot of play action passing, and Garrett Gabriel is so excited he can hardly draw a breath, Charlie.
All right, thank you, Bob. We're about 6 minutes into the first quarter, and we have had an exchange. We have not had a lot of offense thus far. And right now, Robbie Keane of the West will be kicking to either Wesley Carroll or to Todd Light of the East. And he is kicking into the wind, and a fair catch is called for and then stepped away, and the ball will be down by the West at around the 29-yard line. And so with 8:53 left to go, we're in the first quarter, and we have no score between the East and the West. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Shine a light on you, shine a light on me. Keep your light shining for everyone to see.
Every day, more and more people are getting together over an ice-cold Bud Light.
Well, you can taste it, you can feel it, you know you got it right. 'Cause everything else is just a light. Just keep your Bud Light shining. Everything else is just a light. Bud Light shine on. Everything else is just...
This is Motor Trend's top 10 pick as the best American sports sedan buy. And this, the best American econo sport. And this, the best American minivan. All of which have one thing in common, the name Dodge. Dodge Spirit RT, Shadow ES Turbo, and Caravan. Joined by yet a fourth top 10 selection, the 300 horsepower Dodge Stealth RT Twin Turbo.
Now, get up to $1,500 cash back on select Dodge cars.
8:45 and counting, time remaining in the first quarter as Griffith takes the handoff from the quarterback Sean Moore. And now let's take a look at both of the ball clubs. The East backfield, Sean Moore and Bill Musgrave will be the two quarterbacks. Musgrave was on the West due to an injury to Craig Erickson. They made a trade and he came back to the East. Mayweather, who you met a moment ago, Griffith, Bell, and Bunch round out the East backfield. Carroll, Dawsey, Morgan, Johnson, and McGonigal are the receivers. 3 wide and 2 tight ends. And a look at the offensive line. And Moore drops it over the middle. The pass is complete to Lawrence Dawsey as he goes to the 39-yard line, close to the first down. As Mike Tressler makes the tackle, we'll look at the defensive line of the West. Richardson, Johnson, Evans, Sagapolitelli, and Dixon. Their linebackers, Odom, Pfeiffer, Ross, Tanabasa of Fresno State, and Lewis, Bell, Tressler of Duke, Hammerschmidt, and Richard in the secondary. And it is a first down at the 39-yard line. And Moore, the quarterback, going on first down. And the pass is complete over the middle to Bruce McGonigal, the tight end. Bruce, by the way, missed the last 5 games and the Sugar Bowl with that spleen and kidney injury. And so this is the first action that he has seen in quite some time. And Joe, what is your offense going to do here?
Well, Bobby's going to mix things up with a short yardage situation. He's going to run the flanker downfield and then come back for a pass to the outside. Watch number 29, Dawsey.
He starts it with a play action fake. And what happened? Could you see from there, Joe?
Yes.
Then tell me what happened. You're the coach. You're supposed to know these things.
This is just a lot of good coverage this time. Run by the West squad. There's really no one to go. You see right now Dossey's going to try and break to the outside, but he has underneath coverage on him as well.
All right, third down and still a half a yard. Are you going to go run for it here?
Well, I didn't call this play, so I'm not going to take the responsibility for it. But I tell you what I would have done. I'd have sent that fullback right up the middle.
That's what they did. And that was Howard
gee,
Griffith.
how about that?
Yeah, amazing. I figured you'd throw again, Joe.
No, I found the soft spot.
Let's check in with Bob Trumpy and see what the defense is going to do here for the West to see if they can stop the East that's now on the move. Bob?
Take it easy on us over there, will you? You guys got too many big running backs. We don't have a particularly big defensive line, so we'd appreciate if you'd run wide. We can catch you out there. Don't run at us.
All right. We'll see what we can do. More to throw over the middle. A flag is down. This is Anthony Morgan slipping the tackle and turning on the speed. He can fly. 4-3 in the 40, and we'll go back and check out the marker. Joe Ordanellis is the referee. Marty Spoor, the umpire. George Gustman, the head linesman. Doug Awana, the line judge. Tony Tavares, the field judge. Mike Gashima is the side judge. Frank White, the back judge. And Carl Patrick is the alternate.
Illegal use of the hands. Offense. Repeat the down.
Let's go down to Joe.
Tell you what we're going to do. Bobby Bowden calls this his special play. He's going to run a reverse. The referee is taking a timeout right now, Charlie, so we'll come back.
All right, we have an injury timeout. This is obviously the reason for the injury timeout. We have no score between the East and the West in this, the 45th edition of the Kodak Hula Bowl. And that is Wesley Carroll, I believe, number 81. Yes. So while we have the timeout, we'll step aside just for a moment. We'll be back to Hawaii. No score between the East and the West.
Time and time again, for professional photographers and amateurs as well, the world's great pictures are trusted to the same brand of film, Kodak. Why trust your great pictures to anything less?
Welcome home, America, to the biggest Dodge truck sale ever. We're dropping the cost of owning the Dodge truck you want. Save up to $4,200 on full-size Dodge pickups, up to $3,700 on Dodge Dakotas, and up to $4,370 on Ram vans. It's the largest total savings ever available on these Dodge trucks, with prices starting under $7,500. So drop in to the biggest Dodge truck sale ever. Drop into your Dodge dealer now.
Well, this doesn't look very interesting. I mean, I thought you'd have me try something a little fancier, maybe with nuts and fruit cocktail. These are nothing but flakes. It isn't at all what I expected. I like it. Oh, I get it. It's a whole new kind of cereal. Simple and back to basics, right? I like it.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Corn Flakes?
Taste them again for the first time.
Welcome back to the Kodak Hula Bowl, and I look at what happened to Wesley Carroll, and it was just on this contact here, and he just got dinged a bit. And he is up and moving around on the sideline. Dossey this time for the East, and Stanley Richard makes the stop. The ball is marked at the 39-yard line. It'll be second down and 10. The ball on the West 39, and again we have no score. 5.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Sean Moore, the quarterback of the East, he is Mike. And you heard that little technical soundemonial. We think that his mic just went out. This pass is complete to Mike Mayweather. He stands, you may have noticed when he was talking to Joe at 5'6" last night at the banquet, and they were introducing all of the big defensive linemen, and then they introduced Mayweather, and he stood up on a chair to stand beside them. Now let's go down to Joe.
All right, Mayweather stood tall last night on a chair, but he stands tall out there in that field, too. Right now, we're going to go with another pass play. You see, our offensive line is doing a good job in pass protection, and those linebackers for the West are dropping so deep, we're trying to throw underneath them.
And it is incomplete. Scott Ross with a defensive play as he really nailed Griffith. Ross, the linebacker out of the University of Southern California, three-time All-Pac-10 selection. And it will be second down and 10 at the 26. So he'll add 6 to the total, and it will be third down and 4 as Stanley Pritchard, the All-America from University of Texas, makes his stop. Here's Bob Trumpy.
And Charlie, I just talked to Garrett Gabriel. He said everything's all right. They're just offsetting their defense. The East is a little bit, and they got a wide defensive end, and he likes to roll out. So they got to make an adjustment to that pretty quickly after we stop this drive for no points and no yards.
Trumpy, where'd you get the cap?
That was given me. The Independence is an aircraft carrier that's wreaking havoc in the Persian Gulf. I thought today was a perfect day to wear it.
Good selection. Howard Griffith, the ball carrier, and again Stanley Richard, the Southwest Conference Defensive Player of the Year, makes the stop. Joe, what's the play?
Going back to the running game, Coach Perlis likes to try out on the run. His big offensive line has been handling in pass protection. So right now we're going to look at an off-tackle play to the left, the weak side.
A first down at the 15-yard line. Mayweather cut off inside, jumps to the outside. He's going to pick up a yard. Here's Joe.
All right, right now, Coach, you have your team on the going-in situation. How's the game going so far for you?
Good. We think we found a hole there on the weak side between the guard and tackle. If we can get someone to block the will linebacker.
Well, you're a defensive specialist. Right now, you're letting Coach Bobby
Bobby's the offensive guru, genius in the world.
In the world.
Darling. Yes. It doesn't make any difference what the play is. Bobby will accept all accolades.
All right, we're going to have Dawsey. Watch Dawsey with a little underneath pattern this time. Well, looks like he's going the other way, over top.
And it is incomplete. So we'll take another look. That was Anthony Morgan. And he couldn't quite hold it right in the corner of the end zone. And it looked as if he wanted to go deep all the way. And a good defensive play as he was stripped of the ball by Charles Bell of Baylor. And so we'll bring it back to the 14-yard line. And it'll be third down and 9.
All right, now we're going to try and hit him short again with the 2 wide receivers running slant patterns and our back sneaking out. Should be to the wide side of the field. Watch Mayweather, too.
Tipped in the air, knocked away, and knocked away again. The secondary of the West, too anxious. They had a sitting duck just there for the interception. And there was not a player from the East anywhere to be found.
Did I talk to Charlie?
Field goal!
Knocked up by Scott Ross. Ross then almost had a chance on the rebound. And he couldn't pull it down. And now the field goal attempt from the 21-yard line, an attempt of 31 yards by Langloh. And it is good. And so the East is on the scoreboard with 2:18 time remaining here in the first quarter. East 3 and the West nothing. We'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome home, America, to the biggest Dodge truck sale ever. We're dropping the cost of owning the Dodge truck you want. Save up to $4,200 on full-size Dodge pickups, up to $3,700 on Dodge Dakotas, and up to $4,370 on Ram vans. It's the largest total savings ever available on these Dodge trucks, with prices starting under $7,500. So drop in to the biggest Dodge truck sale ever. Drop into your Dodge dealer now.
Zest takes you to a clean you could never get from soap.
Zest fully clean. Zest fully clean.
Soap leaves a sticky film behind, but Zest rinses clean away.
You're not fully clean unless you're Zest fully clean.
Buongiorno. I'm in Italy enjoying one of the true specialties of Italian cuisine, the New York strip. Perfecto. Boy, feels like I'm in the USA. Beef, real food in Little Italy, New York.
This NBC Sports World presentation of the Kodak Hula Bowl is brought to you by Kodacolor Gold Film. Show your true colors. By Dodge. For performance, quality, safety, and value. Welcome home, America. By Scope. The best thing first thing in the morning. And by Alamo. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo territory. And with Alamo, all the miles are free.
Hey, gentlemen, Paul Justin's going in for the West on this next drive. The young man from, he's from Arizona, so that we're going to see a little difference. Mr. Justin standing right here, a little taller than Garrett Gabriel, but I think they're still going to run the ball, even though Justin's in there.
And so Langlaw, who just converted the field goal attempt, kicks off, and it is taken by one of the uprights, but not that sparkling a return. Mike Dumas was there for the East to make the stop, and we'll step away again with the score, the East 3 and the West nothing. We'll be back to the 45th edition of the Kodak Hula Bowl.
They go by names like Chapel Lane and Maple Street, California Highway 1, and the Great White Way. The roads we travel start out in small towns like Pottersville, and they can take you as far as bigger towns, like Pumpkin Corners. They go by places where people still stop and say hello to old friends, and make new ones. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo territory, all across America. And every day, with every car nationwide, only Alamo gives you all those miles for free, including the ones that go from sea level to the sky. The ones that take us through a country we call America, to the place we call home.
Welcome home, America, to the biggest Dodge truck sale ever. We're dropping the cost of owning the Dodge truck you want. Save up to $4,200 on full-size Dodge pickups, up to $3,700 on Dodge Dakotas, and up to $4,370 on Ram vans. It's the largest total savings ever available on these Dodge trucks, with prices starting under $7,500. So drop in to the biggest Dodge truck sale ever. Drop into your Dodge dealer now.
The Raiders, the Bills, the AFC Championship game, Sunday.
All right, here comes a toss sweep left, gentlemen. Oh, good work. Richardson got by that tackle's block. Goodness.
Huey Richardson with a defensive play for the East. Eric Bieniemy, the ball carrier. Joe?
Huey Richardson, I tell you what, he's one of the best and the bright spots as far as a pro prospect go. Good defensive end, very quick feet. Coach Johnny Majors, who's in charge of the defense of the East squad, likes the way his team's playing. He likes his coverage by his corners, and so far he's worrying about the screen pass, and that's about it. And jumping offside, maybe.
But that gives us a chance to bring you up to date on the quarterback change, as Paul Justin, number 10 of Arizona State, is now the quarterback for the West. Garrett Gabriel, as Bob Trumpy pointed out, was the starter for the West. And so we have that change, and of course the penalty.
Dead ball foul. False start. Offense. Still second down.
West is going to stay with the same play here. It's a sprint draw. They got to try to nail some of those defensive linemen from the east to the line of scrimmage. This may trick them. Watch the enemy.
And the enemy is dead, as he is met by Bobby Wilson of Michigan State. And the defense of the East, particularly that defensive line, is all of a sudden taking control of the ballgame. Let's take another look. I don't know if somebody missed an assignment or if he just made a great defensive play. No, he made a great defensive play, waiting right there. Yes.
Charlie,
and he fought off the block. Let's go down to Bob Trumpet.
Sorry, Charlie. We're going to stay with the run here, and it's going to be the trap left. We got to somehow get those defensive linemen anchored to the line of scrimmage. They're running around too much.
Yeah, but 3rd and long, shouldn't you be throwing him out?
No, we want to establish a running game. Craven couldn't quite get through that. That one linebacker stopped him.
How windy is it down there? Because right now, Robbie Keane will be kicking into that breeze, will he not, Bob?
It's not that windy down here, Charlie. Should not really be a factor.
All right.
Keane's got a pretty strong leg. He should be able to handle this.
Of course, there are certain rules for all of the All-Star games, and one of the rules here is that you cannot rush the punter unless it is a bad snap. If it's a bad snap, then you can rush. He does get off a good kick. And his fumble, the ball is loose and then recovered by the East. And so the East will have possession at their own 43-yard line as time runs out in the first quarter. And so the first one is in the books. East 3 and the West nothing. We'll be back in a moment.
To get rid of her gray, my wife can spend 40 minutes. But I discovered the 5-minute hair coloring.
The revolutionary discovery called Just for Men from the leader in men's hair coloring. Simply apply Just for Men and in 5 minutes shampoo out.
Gray is blended away. The look of my natural color is back in 5 minutes. That was me, and it won't fade or wash out.
My hair takes forever, but you look great in just 5 minutes.
The look of your natural color in just 5 minutes with Just for Men.
The Proctor National Bank is closed for the holiday.
You have reached Lucci Plumbing. I am indisposed at the moment.
Ever try to get help on a holiday or a weekend? It's nearly impossible, unless you're calling one very special number.
GE Answer Center may help you.
24 hours a day, even holidays, GE's Answer Center is there. Whether you're thinking of buying a GE appliance or already own one.
My son just put marbles in the ice maker.
Don't worry, ma'am.
The GE Answer Center never closes.
It happens while you sleep.
A kiss? Not yet, honey.
Millions of bacteria form in your mouth.
A kiss? No.
So you wake up with the worst breath of the day. Morning breath.
Oh, honey, I don't.
Fight morning breath with Scope. Antiseptic Scope has 2 powerful ingredients that kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
How about that kiss? Where's my kiss? Kiss me, you big lug.
Scope, original mint or peppermint. The best thing first thing in the morning.
The place to be early on Super Sunday is with the NBA on NBC. The LA Lakers, the Boston Celtics. Basketball's most classic rivalry is renewed in venerable Boston Garden. It's Magic and Bird once again. The NBA on NBC. There's magic in the air.
The hard read, and he didn't read it at all, and so we just didn't have a chance on that.
Bob Wagner coaching on the sideline. The East has the ball first down at their own 43-yard line. And the quarterback ball by Sean Moore. And he will lean to the 49-yard line of the West. And will pick up 8. It'll be second down and a couple. Now let's go down to Bob Trumpet.
Yeah, Charlie, with me is the head coach of the Detroit Lions, Wayne Fonts. Wayne, question for you. We've seen Eric Bieniemy play for Colorado and be so very successful. You guys run and shoot. What's your assessment of Bieniemy as the S-back, that Barry Sanders back in the run and shoot?
I'll tell you what, he looks a lot like Barry. There's only one Barry, Coach, and Barry's super, but the enemy has all the same moves Barry has. The thing he would have to do in the run and shoot is learn how to block like Barry Sanders has, but they run very, very similar.
You've seen the talent here for the last week or so. A lot of people at this Hula Bowl are saying it's the most talent assembled at this particular All-Star game. Do you agree?
I think so. I think that the defense, offense line, they're very big, very quick. I think the receivers here are outstanding, and that's what we're looking for. We need some receivers to improve our run and shoot offense.
Wayne Fonts of the Detroit Lions. Thanks, Wayne.
Thanks, Coach.
Well, he looks like he belongs here, doesn't he, Bob?
Yeah. How much weight did you lose, Wayne? How much weight did you lose?
15 pounds.
15 pounds? No. Looks like he lost 50. He looks great.
He does look great.
Yeah, with the mustache.
Meanwhile, the East picked up the first down on the pass from Sean Moore to Reggie Johnson. And the ball is at the West 33-yard line, first down. Nick Bell is the ball carrier. And he will move to the 25 as he picks up 8. It'll be second down and a couple. And we'll go down to Joe Namath.
All right, Charlie, we have Norm Pollan with us here of the New England Patriots scouting system. And Norm, do you have any idea yet, since you guys do have the first draft, who you guys will go for?
Well, I think that remains to be seen. You know, if you can find a dominating player. I was a personnel director at Buffalo when Bruce Smith came along, and Bruce, of course, has proved to be a guy that's helped turn that team around. If you can find a player like that, you would have to go for them.
Have you seen any like that?
Well, I haven't personally. I haven't covered the whole country, however.
What about Rocket Ismail?
Well, he's a great player. I was at Notre Dame, and he's a sensational football player. He can put a thrill in any minute in you.
All right, Norm, thank you, and I'd like to see those New England Patriots back in the win column.
Okay, Joe, nice to see you. Thank you.
All right, Joe, meanwhile, the pass to Johnson incomplete. It'll be third down and 2. 12:46 is the time remaining in the second quarter. The East out in front, 3-0 on a John Langloh 31-yard field goal. Langloh, the kicker from Michigan State. Yesterday in practice, he nailed one from 60 yards away. And the quick opener, Bunch for the first down to the 15-yard line. So he picks up 10, and the East has a first down as for the second time in the ball game, they're able to move against the defense of the West. Nathan Leduc moves up from the secondary, and Arizona State to make the tackle.
They got the draw 2 times. I wasn't ready for that.
Joe, you seem as if you're mixing up your ground attack and your passing attack.
I'll tell you, we're mixing it up pretty good. Coach Bowden has a good handle on his personnel here, and right now he's trusting that big offensive line to open up some holes. Watch this run.
And again, it's the first back through, Bunch, and he is in the end zone for the touchdown. Jared Bunch of Michigan. And so Bunch goes 15 yards as we'll take another look. And as Joe said, they wanted the help from that big offensive line, and they are opening the hole, and there it is. Makes a nice little stutter move to the right, comes back to his left, and he takes Roman Pfeiffer into the end zone as John Langloh splits the uprights, but there's a flag on the play. And a procedure penalty against the East.
Illegal procedure. Offense, only 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Repeat the try.
And as you know, in football, you have to have 7 men, at least a minimum of 7, on the offensive line of scrimmage on any play. And so now, with the penalty, they'll go for 2, or will they kick it?
Tight end.
No, Musgrave will be holding, and Langloh will go for the extra point from the 15-yard line, so it'll be a 25-yard extra point.
Only had 10 men, that's why they call it.
And it is up, and it is good. So he does it again, and the East is out in front of the West by the score of 10-0.
Okay, John. Kick off, here we go.
Nighttime falls on another business day. And tonight, some business people will rest a little easier. Because helping to protect their products, their property, their people is an independent insurance agent who compared the options and recommended Kemper, the company that's been coming through for more than 75 years. Kemper Insurance, because the bottom line is your peace of mind.
Today, more people than ever are getting a kick out of this hot shot. Interstate batteries hit the road fast with all the cranking power and reserve energy you need for even the worst curves in the weather. And Interstate has twice as many dealers than any other battery company in America, so you're never left stranded. For an Interstate Battery dealer near you,
All you got to do, call 1-800-CRANK-IT. Get the power that goes on and on and on, yeah.
I'm a second-half quarterback. Am I not?
Well, that was a stellar performance.
Super Buckets.
Have some chicken. You look weak.
His arm is weak.
It's called aging.
From Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Trivia, guys. Who has the record for most fumbles? You mean before today?
15 pieces of chicken or a supersized bucket of hot wings, just $9.99 each.
Wait till the second half.
All right, rally.
Anytime you're ready, gentlemen.
Super Buckets from KFC.
Afraid of this.
Come on, Dad.
Next Saturday, the ACC powerhouse Virginia Cavaliers invade South Bend to battle Tigger Phelps and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
I'm here with Jared Bunch, the gentleman who just scored that touchdown. Jared, looks like to open him some good holes for you.
Yeah, we got blocking scheme is working pretty good for us. Right now, the fullback's getting the ball a little bit, getting it upside and in the middle, and it's working for me.
All right, we get back to the kickoff, Charlie.
All right.
Be right back with Jared.
Jared, honorable mention, Big Ten selection this season. Langlow kicking off with Craver and Pritchard, the return men. And is taken to the 15 by Aaron Craver. And he is wrapped up at the 25. Let's go back to Joe.
Jared, you're a Wolverine, University of Michigan. How's this weather affecting you?
Oh, my goodness. This is great. We came, first day we came, it was 80 degrees. When I left Detroit, it was 0. So it's pretty much a big change in climate. But we're having a great time out here. I'm glad I had the opportunity to come and look forward to a good game.
All right, thank you, Jared. Back to you, Charlie.
All right, Joe. So the West now has got to get something going, Bob. You're down by 10 with 11:35 left to go in the first half. And you got the play, Bob.
Here comes trap right.
Well, that didn't work. Bob, what is happening to your offense? You're unable to generate anything. Is the defense that much bigger and better than you are?
That's a big part of the problem, Charlie. The defensive front four of the East is very hard to move, and they're also slanting somewhat. So it's really messing up the interior running game. And we want to run the ball here to try to give the defense some rest. We just can't go 3 downs and out again.
And that last stop by the Outland Trophy winner, Russell Maryland of Miami. Joe?
Yes, Charlie, Johnny Majors here tells me his defensive line's really getting off that ball. They're kind of controlling that line of scrimmage right now. I'd certainly like to see him keep it up. There's that screen Coach Majors is worried about.
And then Pritchard as he goes for the first down. Mike Pritchard of Colorado.
Rotation with our linebackers in that situation should have been pretty good because I can't tell from here. But our front people are attacking very well, Joe. We have some good people up front, and they're very aggressive and good athletes, and they're attacking the line of scrimmage, and they're getting in their pulley bone pretty well.
Charlie, so far, looks like this East squad has Trumpy's West, tied up pretty good.
All right, Bob, did he get something going there?
Charlie, we're going to run the sweep left, which is to the wide side of the field, so hopefully we can get outside here.
Why did he come back with the screen, Bob?
In due time, Charlie, in due time. Hang on. All right.
Here's Lewis with the sweep, and that's not going to go anywhere. I'm not sure you can run against this defense, Bob. I think you're going to have to throw against it.
All right. We don't want to hear that now.
Paolo and Thomas with the tackle.
The pursuit from the outside is so darn good. You try to get one guy out there to get that last block, and the pursuit from the inside is so good, but we're going to try to fix that with a lot of that pursuit. Here comes the Z reverse. That's the flanker on the reverse. Let's see what happens.
That was Willie Thomas and then Merton Hanks for the East. And it'll be second down and 10. Actually, second and 11. Oh! They lose a yard. And here's the reverse. First he has to dodge an opponent and then his own man. And then finally Pritchard ends up picking. That was like weaving your way through a minefield of offense and defense. And look at this number. 20.5 yards every time he touched the ball. That includes returns, reverses, and receptions. And he had to make, as you saw, first the good move against the defender from the East, step away from his own man, who was down, and then he moved out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So he picked up 8, and it is third down and 3. Needed 3, and it is going to be close. Depends on just exactly where they mark it. And Bob, I am still wondering here why they're going to bring the chains out. No, it is a first down. It is a first down.
You go tough for a week. This will be 4th down.
David got to play.
All right, Coach, we got first down. What are you looking for?
I wouldn't be surprised to see a play-action pass here, Joe. We've done well on the defensive side, very well, except the 2 screen passes for first downs in the reverse made about 8 yards and got him in good position to make the first down there. Really, the special play, that's the play-action pass. We've got the screen pass 3 times. We had the weak call that time where linebackers are supposed to rotate weak, but they're still making. I'm going to try to tell our weak side linebacker to play a little tougher on our weak coverage.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to the weak side linebacker, Charlie. That was a big gainer.
And it was Manny Hazard who led the nation in receiving the last 2 years, number 00 out of the University of Houston. Trumpy, you're beginning to open it up a little more now.
Conservatively, the hitches, the screens to the outside, yeah, we got to do something to at least slow down those defensive linemen, so we're going to go around them here.
And they get penetration up the middle to the 29-yard line is Texas A&M's Darren Lewis. A gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. And Bob, I have the feeling that the couple of screens now all of a sudden have opened up the inside.
Yeah, we're coming back with a trap right too. Yeah, you know, if we can tire this East defense out on a particular drive, we think we can get the ball in the end zone. But this is the best drive we've had, and this is exactly what we need all day.
Greg Lewis and Bieniemy are the running backs, and Greg Lewis out of the University of Washington is the ball carrier. And he has 3 to the 26. He'll be close to the first down as we go down to Joe Namath.
You know, Coach Majors is a pretty smart coach, and so is Perlis and Bowden. These guys aren't going to get that tired out there. Coach Majors been shuffling his men around, been giving him some rest. He feels like his defense is fresh out there. If Coach Trumpy thinks he's wearing us down, he's disillusioned.
How hot is it down there, Joe?
How hot is it?
Yeah, how hot is it?
Oh, it's fine. I'm not even wearing a hat.
Well, then it's not that bad, is it?
No.
Here comes
There's
reverse
actually
again.
a little breeze, too, but it's not really affecting the kicking game.
All right, it's first down to 26, Bob.
Yeah, we got the Z reverse again. I think it's yeah, Pritchard is going to carry it.
And that is the reverse to Pritchard. To the 20. And he scores.
Yes, sir. We kind of got the defense tired out a little bit, so we'll make them pursue, and that reverse work. That's the 2nd time we had run it, and Pritchard gets it in the end zone. Excellent blocking up front by the offensive line. When Pritchard comes off, gentlemen, I'll get him over so we can watch it on replay, see how he likes going in the end zone there. He wasn't touched, was he?
And a 75-yard drive in 9 plays. He scores from 26 out. And Robbie Keane will attempt the point after. And he drills it. And so the West pulls within 3. 7:04 left to go in the first half as we'll go down to Bob Trumpy.
Mike Pritchard, congratulations. Were you touched?
Yeah, a little bit. Had to outrun a few people.
2nd time you ran it. 1st time you had to dodge a lot of people to get through there. This time it worked beautiful.
Yeah, there's a lot of congestion in there, but you know, the line blocked well, and I was just able to outrun some other people.
We're on the scoreboard, gentlemen.
And we'll be back.
The Lexus LS400 is equipped with a very sophisticated suspension system, which makes it seem like it's riding on rails, even when it's not.
Kodacolor Gold 100.
I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors. to let them show your true colors.
Kodacolor Gold 100 film. No print film anywhere gives you truer, more accurate, more realistic color.
True colors are beautiful, like a rainbow.
Most guys would tell you they don't really think about their hair. Right. Personally, I think most guys want their hair to look good as long as it's not a hassle. That's where Pert Plus comes in. It's a unique shampoo and conditioner in one. So you get clean, more manageable hair than with plain shampoo, but without any extra work. That's Pert Plus. Hey, I admit it. I think about my hair. But it's not all I think about.
Shampoo and conditioner in one. Wash and go with Pert Plus.
This NBC Sports World presentation of the Kodak Hula Bowl is brought to you by Kellogg's, the best to you each morning. By the insurance companies of the Kemper Group and the independent agents who represent them. And by Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold Medicine. When you got a cold and you gotta get relief.
You'll notice one of the traditions here at the Hula Bowl is the exchange of the helmet decals, which is great, of course, for the athletes, but very difficult for the broadcasters to tell who is wearing what helmet. Here is Wesley Carroll on the return. And he stumbles past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now let's go back to Bob Trumpy.
Yeah, Charlie, I'm sitting here with Mike Pritchard, and we have the touchdown on replay here. Let's see your audition here. Tell me what happened.
Well, you know, it came out and it didn't work the first time. They got a lot of penetration, but Paul Justin, the quarterback, made a key block right there on Huey Richardson. And I just followed my line and cut in and then dab back out, and I got a good block downfield. In the end zone.
I asked you if you were touched, not until you got to the goal line. Come on.
Not to the goal line, but, you know, I had excellent blocking, so it's all there.
Okay, Charlie.
Bob, he sounds good. Ask him if he's thinking about a career as a sportscaster.
You want to apply for a job as a sportscaster? Say no.
Is that pretty well?
Yeah. Well, he wants to try.
And the East comes back, striking deep with the big play of the game. And it is Anthony Morgan of Tennessee with that 4.3 speed. And he just takes off on a straight up route. Gives just a little move, and he has to slow down just a bit. He's got at least 2 steps on Charles Bell. And he had to wait on the throw.
He had to wait on that throw, though, Charlie. You got to understand, Musgrave's not as loose as he'd like to be. That's a big play to start with. That free safety got fooled. He should have been back there breaking it up. A good play for the East squad.
And so Bill Musgrave, now in a cornerback, opens it up with that 53-yard pass. And the ball at the 25-yard line. Bill Musgrave, first-team academic All-American. He set 14 Oregon passing records and was originally a member of the West. But then when Craig Erickson, one of the quarterbacks for the East, went down, then they made the shift. And at the dinner last night, he was sitting with the East. They were all wearing the red shirts. He was wearing his West blue shirt. I think that the whole ball club will forgive him. He continues to throw like this as he goes to Lawrence Dawson. I don't think they'll care what kind of jersey he was wearing last night. Right, Joe?
That's right. I tell you, that was a pretty acrobatic play by Dawsey, too. But right now, Musgrave has things under control. And, you know, I can sense he's loosening up. He was a little tense when he went in the game to start with, but Musgrave's starting to get into the flow of it now.
Joe, what's it like to wait a quarter and a half plus another 5 minutes or so before you get into an all-star game?
No matter what they tell you beforehand that you're going to play the second quarter or whatever, you're anxious. You can't wait to get going, you know. The nerves, they're all jumbled up there. You want to work them off, get going.
Howard Griffith, the ball carrier. And he'll pick up a yard. It's going to be second down and 9. The voice of Bob Trumpy in response to the question I was thinking of. He read my mind as what is going on.
Well, Charlie, I'm standing here with the head coach of the West, and your offense did at that time, but what are we going to do with that defense that the East has got?
I tell you, they're really good, really talented, run really well. We're trying to take advantage of their speed.
Coach of the West, they're swimming. The East is swimming, and we don't like it.
That's right. And against the tide for the West, Musgrave to Darcy with a touchdown.
You move over the strong prediction, the will.
And Langloh will attempt the extra point. Trevor Riles of Virginia is the snapper, and Bill Musgrave. And it is good. And so the margin again is 10. The East 17, the West 7, as the All-America from Florida State, Lawrence Dawsey, takes it at the 7, juggles it for a moment, and high steps for the touchdown. We'll be back in just a moment.
Skipper, you ever been afraid of dying?
Son, you gotta have permission to die.
Danny Glover.
All we really got is each other.
Willem Dafoe.
Nobody has a chance alone.
Brad Johnson.
I do know the difference between dying for something and dying for nothing.
Loyalty. Bravery. Sacrifice.
You're gonna live!
Flight of the Intruder. Rated PG-13. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
Everyone calls me father. And I love a kid's cereal.
Brave adults wrestle with the notion that Kellogg's Frosted Flakes is just for kids.
I work with tigers. I never thought I'd love one.
That delectable frosting, that incredible crunch. No wonder adults never outgrow the taste.
Oh, I'm guilty. Guilty. Guilty.
It's no crime. Frosted Flakes have the taste adults have grown to love. They're great.
Napa, because there are no unimportant parts.
As we come back, John Langloh kicks off. And here is Lewis on the return up the sideline and then knocked out of bounds at the 37-yard line by Todd Light as we go down to Joe Namath.
Here with Lawrence Dawsey, the gentleman that just scored that touchdown. Nice catch and run. But you know, Lawrence's heart isn't entirely in this situation today. Lawrence?
Well, I got a brother over in the Persian Gulf named James. I like to say hello to him, and I like to say to my mama, everything gonna be all right. We just got to keep praying and just keep the faith, and hopefully I'll be home tomorrow sometime.
Well, we're all with you on that, Lawrence. Thank you. Charlie?
Lawrence Dawsey with 4 receptions, 35 yards and a touchdown. And this play, the sprint draw. And here's Bieniemy. And he'll go close to the 40-yard line. We'll give him 3. It'll be second down and 7. The time, 3:25 and counting. The time remaining in the first half. With the score of the East 17 and the West 7. Eric Bieniemy third in the balloting for the Heisman Trophy.
I left, draw pass, Z curl on one. Z curl, draw pass. Draw pass on one.
Boom! Garrett Gabriel, the quarterback for the West. And he goes to the far side, and the pass is complete to the tight end from BYU, Chris Smith. And he will go out at the 44-yard line. So this will be third down and 3. All right, Bob, what do you do here on 3rd and 3?
Split right,
This
double
is
dive
double-
right. On one.
Well, you just heard the quarterback call it. Pritchard was open on this last play, too. He'd have had the first down, but they went to the alternate receiver, the tight end. This is double dive right.
Nothing there, but jumping to the outside is Brad Lewis. And he is caught from behind at the 30-yard line. So he picks up 26 when he was shut off inside. We'll take another another look at this All-America from Washington, the Doak Walker Award winner, the nation's given for the nation's top running back. And you can see there, when you can't find it inside, then look outside. Good effort, and also a good defensive effort by Todd Light of Notre Dame, who caught him at the 30.
Come on. Jesus is Lord.
And so for the West, it's been a struggle, but again, they have an opportunity to keep the ball moving with 2:26 left to go, and then the hard count by Garrett Gabriel pulling Russell Maryland offside.
Doing their job. We gotta do our job. We gotta do our job.
All right. Listen up.
Here's the call.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. 1st and 5.
Yeah.
When the team, the East-West team, when the players were announced,
Eye right, waggle pass left.
It was without the quarterback of the West, who you see now from Hawaii, Garrett Gabriel. And he is such a popular young man here that there is write-ins and call-ins and letters to the editors in the newspaper. And so the Hula Bowl, for the first time in their 45-year history, made the exception and added a man who just completed this pass to Tim Bruton. Bruton of Missouri. And you can see, of course, the reaction of the fans here, because they are big fans of the quarterback, Garrett Gabriel of Hawaii. A gain of 25. It's first down and goal to go.
Okay, Charlie, we got toss right coming here. Bruton is a tight end. He's the key block here. The enemy carries it far side.
And he's going to lose a couple. Huey Richardson got him.
There you go, Huey. Hey, we got to bring in the play faster.
Slant corner.
Yes, you are. Listen up.
Second and goal at the 7.
Fake slant corner. On one, right? 90. Split left.
Okay, we got slant corners here. It's either going to be to Pritchard.
Tell us.
We're taking time out. We're going to do it.
See, that's what I mean. They got to send them.
And so the West takes a timeout with 1:04 left to go in the first half. We'll be back in a moment.
Extra strength Rolaids antacid. Stronger because it has more calcium carbonate. More than any Tums tablet. And salt-free. More calcium carbonate and salt-free. This settles it once and for all.
Only one antiperspirant in the world helps keep you so dry with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. Only one deodorant in the world has so many odor-fighting ingredients with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. There's only one Old Spice.
Thanks. Right now, when you buy 10 or more bags of Certainteed fiberglass building insulation, you can get a video movie, free. But even if you don't buy, you could win this entertainment center and lots of other entertaining gifts. Certainteed is easy to install, can help cut high energy bills, and helps keep your home comfortable all year. So insulate now with Certainteed. You could win a home entertainment center. What are you looking at?
To help fight the corrosive effects of salt and water, every Lexus features airbag terminals plated in gold. Of course, we might have used a less expensive material, but it wasn't money we were interested in saving.
The Raiders. The Bills. The AFC Championship game. Sunday.
Okay, we got a special play here. It looks like Pritchard's going to run the slant corner. Takes a good fake here by the receiver to get this done. Man-to-man coverage.
That timing pattern into the corner, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, that was That was a good job by the cornerback. He would not let Pritchard back outside.
3 steps, but I just moved back to the first.
Give that one to the east.
All right, here's another look. Number 9 is Mike Pritchard of Colorado. And you're right, good defensive coverage.
Yeah, Charlie, here comes another trick play. We got waggle right throwback. It's going to be thrown back to the running back after the play action fake. Should come this
right,
side.
Waggle pass left, throw back to the tailback. On 1, ready?
Full back to the tailback.
And coverage on the last play by Mike Dumas of Indiana. 3rd and goal. Throws back and nobody's there. What happened to your trick play, Bon?
The running back didn't get out in the pattern. Craver was the intended receiver, but he never got away from the linebacker. Good idea, didn't work.
And now Robbie Keane with a field goal attempt from the 14-yard line, an attempt of 24 yards. Duke is the holder, and it is up, and it is good from 24 yards away. And the score, the East 17 and the West 10.
The baby in this picture is going to have a very special year. A year of first steps, first words, first birthday. And none of these firsts will ever happen again. Now, if you were this baby's parents, which film would you choose? No other film in the world gives you truer color than Kodacolor Gold film. Aren't your pictures worth gold?
Got a painful cold? Alka-Seltzer Plus relieves painful cold symptoms some others miss.
Everything feels better, better, better.
Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Relief for your painful cold.
Another day comes to a close. And tonight, some people will rest a little easier because helping to protect their automobiles, their homes, their families is an independent insurance agent who compared the options and recommended Kemper. Kemper Insurance, coming through for more than 75 years. After all, if you can't sleep, you can't dream.
Welcome back to the 1991 Kodak Hula Bowl. One of the assistant coaches scheduled for the West squad was George Allen. And as you know, George passed away recently, and he will be remembered not only for the energy that he had, but for the championships. A man who probably enjoyed coaching more than anybody else in the world. His enthusiasm contagious to men and women of all ages. A great leader, a great teacher, and a great coach. And they say here, because we mentioned earlier that when Bill Musgrave was moved from the West squad to the East squad, that if George would have been here, he would have wanted 3 players in return. And now Robbie Keane kicking off for the West. And Wesley Carroll on the return. 15 and out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Stanley Richard of Texas is the man who made the stop with 33 seconds left to go in the first half. And the East in possession. Joe, you just going to run out the clock here? You're going to go deep?
Well, we're going to run the ball, but trying to score. These guys think they could open up the hole and get a big gainer, and then no telling what happened. But right now, Coach Bowden decided to go ahead with the running play and try and make a big gainer up the middle, then decide maybe to throw the ball.
Joe, hadn't Coach Bowden put on a little weight recently?
Coach Bowden put on a little weight? No, I don't think so. I think he's in pretty good shape. What about that, Coach?
I put on 5 in Hawaii.
5 in Hawaii.
Led by Nick Bell of Iowa, who was an all Big Ten selection. And of course, the clock is stopped for the moving of the chains. Nathan Ledoux of Arizona State with the tackle. And now with that big play, the East wants to take a timeout with 10 seconds. left to go in the first half. They're on top by 7, 17-10. And so we look for Joe Namath to pull something out of his old top hat. Joe, what do you got coming here?
Right now we're trying to decide what to run. We only have 10 seconds left on the clock. And Musgrave right now likes an out-and-up pattern.
Let's go left, 344 zebra, Z corner. 344 zebra, Z corner. Now listen, if we happen to complete it, give us that now here.
Tell Westwood Carroll to go to Z.
Huh?
Tell Westwood Carroll to go to Z.
Okay, tell Westwood Carroll at Z. L, huh?
You gonna run the corner?
Yeah, corner out. Good. If you don't like it, throw it out of bounds. L, 344 zebra, Z corner. Now just stay with the Z all the way. Anything else we hit, the game's over. It's over. Now if you don't like it, just throw it over Z and stop the corner. It's over.
Tell your line to block.
Good help, Joe.
Please, right?
Musgrave, by the way, perfect so far. 3 of 3 for 79 yards. And he has that touchdown pass to Dawson. First down at the 34-yard line. 10 seconds left to go, second quarter. Play action fake, there's pressure, and he is sacked. Best defensive play of the game for the West. Pio Sagapolitelli of San Diego State makes the final play of the first half. It is halftime here at the 45th Kodak Hula Bowl with the score, the East 17 and the West 10. And right now, let's go to Gail Gardner in New York City for this Prudential update. Gail?
Thank you, Charlie. Coming up at halftime, we will continue our preview of tomorrow's AFC Championship game. We will hear from two gentlemen who played for both the Bills and the Raiders, Darryl LaMonica and Phil Villapiano. We will also hear from Raiders running back and former midshipman Napoleon McCallum. But right now, let's get the latest information on the war in the Gulf as we go back to NBC News and Garrick Utley. Garrick?
Thank you, Gail, and good afternoon. In the air war, the hunt for the elusive Scud missiles in western Iraq continues at this hour. The Department of Defense says bad weather may be one problem there, a forecast which also could be bad news for Israel. There it's after midnight, and there's been one missile scare already today. It was a false alarm, fortunately. More reassuring and perhaps more important today was the sight of U.S. Patriot missiles unloaded in Israel. The Pentagon announced that these anti-missile missiles will be manned by American crews, and they are now operational. The air attacks roll along at high intensity with more than 4,000 sorties so far to date in the Middle East. The arrival of those Patriot missiles is the first time that American troops have actually been sent into Israel to help defend that country. We now are going to go to some footage released by the French Ministry of Defense today of a French gun camera showing an attack on an ammunition dump in Kuwait. You will see a missile that was very fast, destroying the ammunition dump. Now in slow motion, you see the missile. That footage taken from a French Jaguar attack fighter bomber on a mission over Kuwait, destroying an ammunition dump there released by the French today. And it certainly speaks for itself. The military buildup continued today in this country with word of that more U.S.
Return. They had 7 plays during the drive.
He's had that problem before, but
taking out some of those targets. And officials here say that bad weather you mentioned, Garrick, over Iraq and Kuwait, particularly the cloud cover, has made it difficult for satellite photos to indicate the amount of damage and for pilots to see the damage as they fly overhead. But again, the military leaders here say that 80% of the 4,700 sorties that have been flown in and out of the theater have been successful to date.
All right, Catherine Kurek there in Washington at the Pentagon. In the first diplomatic contact between Washington and Iraq, the State Department today called in an Iraqi diplomat, one of the few left in Washington, and they talked about prisoner of war guidelines, how POWs should be treated by each side. This was after word came that the Allies had taken their first Iraqi POWs in the war. And we're going to go to George Lewis in Saudi Arabia, who has more details about that. Arthur Kent in Saudi Arabia, who has more details about that operation. Arthur?
Hi, Garrick. Yeah, we've just found out a little bit more about that operation. The U.S. Navy, Army, aided by a Kuwaiti patrol boat, raided some Kuwaiti oil platforms where there had been somewhere near 20 Iraqi sharpshooters with shoulder-fired missiles aiming to knock down Allied planes. Now, 12 were captured, but in the gunfight before this, apparently 5 Iraqis were killed. Now, the POWs have been taken by the Marines to one of their camps in Saudi Arabia. They apparently are being treated very well. Reporters have witnessed this. They're being allowed to pray. They're being kept away from photographers because they apparently don't want to be photographed. They're being treated, says one Marine, as professional soldiers. And eventually those POWs will be turned over to Saudi military care. Garrick?
Arthur Kent in Saudi Arabia, thank you. At home, on the home front, there were demonstrations around the country today on both sides of the issue, the war issue. Images of the 1960s, perhaps, in some people's eyes, with a huge march in the streets of San Francisco as more than 20,000 people protested against the war in the Gulf. They marched 2 miles from Mission Dolores Park to the Civic Center there. And that wasn't the only place. In Portland, they rallied and chanted USA, USA in support of the war effort. They waved flags and turned out by the hundreds to show they backed the troops in the Gulf and President Bush's policy's decision to attack Iraq. And there were similar demonstrations elsewhere in the country on both sides of the issue. That is our report as of this moment on what's happening in the Gulf. And here at home, of course, we'll have further news as developments warrant and an extended report this evening on NBC Nightly News. I'm Garrett Gutley in New York. Now back to Gail Gardner at NBC Sports after these messages.
My name is Morris Dees, the Southern lawyer who brought the Ku Klux Klan to its knees.
You watch yourself, boy.
Now I'm their #1 target.
Get down!
Daddy, these people are trying to kill you.
When you believe in something, you have to be willing to take a stand.
I won't let them do this to me.
Based on a true story, L.A. Law's Corbin Burnson in Line of Fire on NBC Monday.